The numbers are just in for Tesla for 2025, the first 6 months of the year, guys. I can't believe it's been 6 months. How the hell did that even happen? Anyway, it must be getting old. Anyway, the first 6 months of the year, Tesla deliveries were down 13% worldwide. Here are the full numbers. Hello, my friends. Great to have you with us. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Tesla's global deliveries fell 13% in the second quarter from a year earlier. Delays in launching more affordable models. Where are they? Come on, Tesla, let's see some. They're meant to be here by now. They were, actually. In addition to some polarization from Elon Musk. And yeah, that's resulted in a fairly sharp drop in EV sales in the United States. Tesla sold 384,000 vehicles in the second quarter compared with 443,956 a year earlier. In other words, sales were down by actually not as bad as what you expect. They're down by around 60,000. Actually, probably less than what I would have thought. What about you guys? What would you have thought? Is this around what you were thinking? Model 3 and Model Y together had 373,730 deliveries. Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck together, 10,400. Yeah, as you can see, Cybertruck, that's probably the biggest disappointment for Tesla, seeing Cybertruck sales not anywhere near where they expected. But that said, to be fair, the Cybertruck pre-orders were based on prices and range that, wasn't actually delivered. That said, I'd personally love the Cybertruck and I'd still get one if I could, but they don't sell them in Australia. Well, at least they don't yet anyway. In the United States, Cox Automotive estimated Tesla's second quarter deliveries at 130,000, a 21% drop compared with the same period last year. In contrast, total light vehicle sales rose in the US by 6.8% in the second quarter to about 4.2 million. Tesla reported global production of 410,000 vehicles in the second quarter, nearly flat compared to 410,000 1 year earlier. Remember, Tesla makes those cars at their factories in Texas, California, Germany, and China. So 4 major car making factories that they have right now. Tesla stock price was up around 3% in early trading, which is a bit of a surprise. However, on the 1st of July, Tesla stock fell around 5%. So it's still fairly high, I think, anyway, considering what's been happening with Trump. EV incentives are clearly going to be cancelled soon in the US, and there's obviously some major uncertainty around what the hell is going on with Trump and Elon Musk. Dan Ives, an analyst of Wedbush Securities, said second quarter deliveries were better than feared by Wall Street as its volume models, Model 3 and Model Y, did better than expected. And I agree with Dan. I think that's pretty accurate. The other thing that's worth pointing out, Tesla has started delivering cars using full self-driving. In other words, the cars can deliver themselves to customers. That's going to start rolling out, and that'll save Tesla a fair bit of money going forward. It's a pretty cool party trick as well. In its most recent earnings report in April, Tesla said plans for new vehicles, including more affordable models, remain on track for start of production in the first half of 2025. That'll be interesting to see. Tesla had not publicly revealed any new models as of July 1, and analysts have cited their aging lineup and lack of more affordable models as a drag on the brand. Guys, I did a video, though, on Tesla have been testing at their Gigafactory a smaller version of the Model Y, or a more compact version, so a small electric SUV. Very interesting. It's not the Robotaxi. It's definitely a completely different car. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description to that video. That's a car that could be coming out within the next few months. Tesla's newest vehicle, the Cybertruck, launched in November 2023. It didn't do so well. It's still a niche product, obviously. It had 8,800 US registrations in the January to April period. And the Cybertruck it's made in Texas for the US market. Unfortunately, they're not sold outside of America yet. The Model Y was launched in 2020, the Model 3 in 2017, the Model X in 2015, the Model S in 2012. They've all been updated, redesigned, etc., etc. But still, those cars are, they've been around for quite a while now. Tesla freshened the 3Y X and S over the last 18 months. But in comparison to some of their rivals, particularly from China, the software is great, the efficiency is amazing, but the range and some of the other stuff like charging speed is falling behind some of their rivals. I think there's no doubt about that. Last year, Tesla revealed a dedicated autonomous vehicle, the two-door Cybercab, with target production aimed for 2026. Obviously, Tesla wants to make these robotaxis and make millions of them. Will that actually happen? Well, I think there's a good chance it actually will. Sounds crazy, but I believe Tesla are all in on that, focusing more on robotics and AI than they are on actually selling cars, which makes sense because the car market is a zero-sum game. In fact, it's worse than a zero-sum game because the market's getting smaller. And there's a race to the bottom, which is being driven, of course, by Chinese competition. Tesla launched a pilot of its robotaxi ride-hailing service in Austin, Texas on June 22, using about a dozen Model Ys, the company said. And the truth is as well, they've had a lot of positive comments from CEOs of major Chinese automakers like Xpeng and Xiaomi. I believe that the Tesla's full self-driving is actually pretty damn good. In addition, though, to an aging lineup, Musk's political activism, it has weighed on the brand, say analysts. And I think that's fair to say. Musk supported President Donald Trump in the November 5 election, alienating some left-leaning EV buyers, surveys show. Musk also joined the Trump administration as head of the controversial Department of Government Efficiency. But in June, Musk began, I believe it was inevitable, feuding with Donald Trump over the budget bill, which seems to be ridiculous, now before Congress, potentially repelling Trump supporters. As the two trade barbs on social media, things are getting a bit wild. Trump's budget bill cuts tax incentives completely for EVs. It's pretty much anti-renewables and anti-EVs. Musk has also expressed support for different political parties, and it's definitely had an impact on their sales in Europe. That said, sales in Norway and Spain bounced back in the month of June to record highs. The largest declines could once again be coming from Europe, where we believe the brand has been damaged the most and competition is intensifying, says Deutsche Bank in a June 30 research note, previewing Tesla's second quarter delivery numbers. Deutsche Bank said that it expected to see a new affordable Tesla model in late June, which the bank called the Model Q. That's the vehicle, I believe, that was spotted being test driven by Tesla drivers in front of the Gigafactory and around the Gigafactory, but we haven't seen that yet. And obviously, we're now in July. Hopefully it happens in July. Guys, what are your thoughts on all of this? How do you feel about Tesla's first half deliveries? I agree with analysts. They're a bit better than I expected them to be. I thought they could have been terrible. I mean, the way the media's been portraying Tesla is basically like Tesla's only sold 17 cars worldwide this year. That's how far they've gone with the exaggeration of the decline of the company. Sure, they are certainly facing some headwinds when it comes to EV sales, but I think even in spite of some of Musk's comments, which I've got to admit have certainly surprised me, the company's still doing incredibly well. Guys, let me know though how you feel about all this in the comments. Bye-bye.